I'm back. I don't know if I'm ready for this, so we'll see. I think I stepped into the wolves with this one. But yeah, let's see if I'm ready. Okay, let's go. So this is the very first segment, and if you all are nice, it might be the last segment where I offer, hi Kenya, I offer a Q&A where you get to ask me questions. And I will not answer, I'm going to put a preface here, I will not answer any personal questions. It's only about business, business only. Do not ask me anything personal because I will not respond. Okay? So, hi, what up, Pebbles? How's your daughter? Is she enjoying LA? Are you all still there? I've been following you. I've been following you. So today, earlier this morning, I woke up, and sometimes I wake up, I'm in this big teaching mode. I really miss teaching. And so I was an adjunct instructor or professor, whatever you call me. Just call me Sharan for Prince George's Community College, but I would teach in Laurel, and I loved it. But I left because when they changed, when Miss who was her name? I can't think of the. Oh my God, what was her name? She was so sweet. But when she left, and new administration came on board, they were like complete people you don't want to mess with, maybe. And oh, good. And I decided that this wasn't for me because the check didn't even do anything, didn't even cover my transportation. So it was clearly because I like to work with the students and do all that. So this morning I woke up and I was like, you know what? I want to share some information. So I picked the topic of logos. And I find it strange that people who want to start a business do not have logos. Now, I'm not saying that as soon as you wake up in the morning, and where's James Eagle? He needs to be on here because he dropped a really powerful nugget, one that I didn't know. Was as I said on feed, I mean on the post, I don't need to know because I'm not a graphic designer. That's not my job. My job is to find someone who's competent enough to bring my vision to life and to pay them for their work. So luckily for me, I found that person, and but unfortunately, he lives in Pakistan, and he's not anywhere near. Why? I have a glare. Hold on, y'all. He's not anywhere. Oh, that made it worse. Turn it this way. Okay, that made it worse. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it alone. So he's not anywhere near me for me to even say, hey, let's get a cup of coffee and talk about the logo. So I have to do everything over the computer. But we've been working together for almost 2 years, and I love him to death, and I wouldn't trade him for anyone. So we talked about the logos and how it's important to have one, and I'm very critical about that kind of stuff because I know for me, for us, for the Fashion Umbrella Foundation, like we don't have a logo yet for her story. So before, let me go back. So before, when I would start a program, I immediately get a logo done. Now I'm not doing that as much because one, the Fashion Umbrella Foundation, it is what it is, and we're here. So you have to be careful when you get logos done because every time you want to change, it's it could cost you money. So for me, so perfect example when we did the educational honors. The educational honors has a logo, and let me see if I can find it. And I'll share my screen. Let me pull up my logos. So hold on. So I'm gonna pull up my logos and show you the ones. Where would they be? Hold on. My Google Drive is like 1 terabyte. I don't delete or remove or destroy anything. I keep it because it always seems that it comes back. The only logo that I will never change is my fashion umbrella logo. Um, because as you all know, my friend Jay, who's no longer here, well, he's here in spirit, he's not here physically, he created that logo for me. So in honor of him, it will never change. And so what I want to do, he was smart enough, well, we were smart enough in the design process for me to let him know that I wanted the logo to be a JPEG and a PNG with a transparent background. Hey, Michelle. So that way, when I did, if I wanted to get it printed on something, I wouldn't have to pay extra cost to get the background removed. And so, plus, it always works when you're doing the flyer. Like, I can't see how my logo is on this marketing right here. I can't stand that. But my graphic designer, he sent it to me that way. I do have a PNG version, I have a vector version of my logo, and I have a JPEG version of my logo, all high-res files. So if I wanted to change the color, although I don't know how to do that, I know you can do it in Photoshop and Illustrator, but I haven't touched any of those programs in years, and it's not my lane anymore, so I pay him to do it. So I send him, whenever I want something like this done, I don't even fill out a gig, I just send him a message. Can you correct this for me, please? Or can you do this? And then send me a gig for a tip. And I just tip him like $15, $20. Because I think to get a logo done is $12. And so he's done all of my logos. He did the new Baltimore Fashion Week logo, which you see in the corner. And he also did this logo where I'm going to share because it's not there. It's on the gala. Hold on. Let me show you the logo he did for the gala. And so for this one, I'll share my screen. So this is our logo for the gala. And I don't think I got this done until year 2 because I wasn't sure what I wanted. I know I wanted to be something classy, but not a lot of bells and whistles. So he created this for me. And he usually sends me about 12 to 15 samples or examples, he calls them, of what he thinks I would like. And usually we narrow it down to 2. And then that's a lot of back and forth conversation. And then I usually take 3 days to go over everything because I need to sleep on it. And then once I sleep on it, then I make the decision. And this is what we came up with for the gala. So what he doesn't know yet, and if he's watching, I will be sending this request back to him because I need him to open this up some so I can use it as a stencil. But I can't use it as a stencil because when I try to do it in the size I need it in, the leaves are just too small because they're too tight together. And I don't want to, what do you call it, detach it. Because when you use when you use Cricut, I can go in and detach this. I don't feel like doing all of that. He's a pro at it, so I need, hey Shannon, so I need him to fix it. Hold on, back. So that's one logo. For all of our programs, I have at least one logo because they all stand alone. I'm about to launch a page for the gala because now in our 4th year, I think it's time for the gala to have his own page. And everything's a he with me. Like I don't do her and all that. I do he because I guess I had all boys. I don't know. And then my brother says I should have been a guy. I don't know. My brother's crazy. So don't listen to my brother. Don't listen to him. So now I'm going to show you our very, hold on. I'm going to show you the very first logo we have for Baltimore Fashion Week. I hope I can find it. This is, well, for those of you who remember, Butterfly Productions is how all of this started. So when I started my business, I wanted to do event planning for people. And then I had one client and I changed my mind very quickly about that. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do my own stuff and I just won't work with other individuals. And I saw a logo that I saw an image that I wanted. So I contacted the person who owned the image to see if they would let me use it. They said, no, you can't use it, blah, blah, blah. So I said, okay. So I put an ad in Craigslist and I sent a message to this young lady. She was a graphic designer and this is what she came up. So you'll see this periodically. This is on the back of all of our business cards for Baltimore Fashion Week, and maybe it might just for Baltimore Fashion Week. So with each one of our programs, we have a different business card for each one, which is costly. So you see why, if you read my post I put up earlier and pay attention to the feed of the conversation, the dialogue that was going back and forth, you'll see one thing I name is that you have to have money, because you have to do it right. It's all about branding. So Dora Carroll talked about that. It's all about branding. So this was the branding for Butterfly Productions, and it was called, the tagline was transformation is key. So what we would do, that tagline came from when we would do events and take nothing and turn it into something big, like transform a rum and do all that. But see, back then we had clients' money. And so what I try to do with my own money is try to create the same ambiance when you come to our event. So this is Butterfly Productions, which is the very first business I ever owned. Then I got bit by the bug. So Butterfly Productions produced Baltimore Fashion Week. So let me find the logo for that. So that logo has been changed at least 6 or 7 times, but luckily I didn't have to really pay a lot to have to change. This is the one I'm gonna show you now is our very first logo, which I refuse. I might still use it from time to time, but I refuse to just dismiss it. So this is the Baltimore Fashion Week logo, which you all remember from 2008, 2009, all the way up, probably all the way up until maybe last year. So you will see this. We are going to do an anniversary event coming up soon. And so it'll be a lot of, information. But I love, 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 love this logo. I really do. But the problem is when we would send it to a printer to get it printed for promotional products, in between these lines, the little open spaces, they weren't completely cleaned up from what the background was completely clear. This one looks like it is now. And so it caused a problem. So, when you get something done, there's no guarantee that the graphic designer has actually held on to that original file. Luckily, the designer for this logo did. And so he was able to clean it up. But then by then I was over it. I was over the logo. I was just over it. So probably by 2017, I was like, you know what? I'm going to change it. And I just don't know what that is. But less is more. As you see, other than the Butterfly Productions logo, less is really more with us, because it's all about remembering. And so for those of you who've been following us since 2008, you know that the Butterfly Productions is the logo. So when you come to Fashion Week, you will see a retractable banner that has the butterfly picture on it, because I do own all of these logos. And so let me go back. So now let me show you my favorite. Well, all these are my favorite, but I do have another one that I absolutely, positively, I promise you, I love it. And this one took about 3 weeks for me to finally come up with the actual design I wanted, because I had an idea for this, which hasn't evolved yet, but it will probably next year. So this is the logo for our educational honors. And the educational honors is, this is the logo for the educational honors. And the educational honors is our program where we recognize students in grades 7 through 12 who have a 2.5 GPA and or perfect attendance. So when we first started, you had to have perfect attendance, which is probably why we haven't had any registrants lately. Or I'm not even going to blame it on that. I'm blaming it on me, because I haven't been marketing it like I should, but I will starting January 1. This is the logo that we use for the educational honors, which I flipping love. And it's all about, it kind of sort of covers STEM. So this right here This right here represents the STEM component. Then you have your arts and theater, you have education, and then you have graduation here. Because the graduation hat represents the 12th graders moving on into college. We don't have logos for all of our programs, but for the majority of them, we do. And they're all there. It'll take, I don't want to hold you all up because it's almost dinner time for some of you, but I do have a logo for almost every program except for Her Story. And the reason why I don't have one for Her Story yet is because I don't know what I want yet. Because Her Story has evolved into two different other platforms, and I need to find a logo that will cover all three of the platforms. So when you look at it, it reminds you it covers all three. And it's kind of hard because the demographics for each one of these programs is completely different. And so I sent a message, a brief, letting them know that I'm going to come in for them. My graphic designer sent him a brief message letting him know that I'm coming for you and I'm coming hard and I need you to really focus on me. So when I do that to him and I contact him and let him know I'm coming like that, my tip is usually very hefty because he knows and I know I'm about to take him through the ringer. Like it's going to be at least 17 different revisions. I don't like that. Can you do this? It's that kind of stuff. So I tip very well because I want to be able to, one, keep him and that he'll love to work with us. And when you tip, you tip and you pay people, especially if you tip, they tend to stay longer. So I wanted to briefly talk about that because that's important. When you're reaching out to sponsors, your logo has got to be on point. I know when I did a logo for something recently and I sent it to my graphic designer, he knew exactly which program I did it in. I was like, how did you know? Because over here, since the resolution is 2480 by 2480, he said, but I know you did it here. Are you creating a business? No, I'm not, Charlie. I don't need to create nothing else. I don't know. I'm not. I'm just here to help people who do have businesses or who want to start one. And so for our members of the organization, they get to receive these services for free. So I meet with them, I consult with them for the entrepreneurs or business owners, however you categorize yourself. And then I just keep it real with them. So I had a conversation with someone earlier, and because of my posts, I'm pretty sure that they felt like I was directing it to them, and I wasn't. I was just speaking in general. And I told them, I said, I don't think you should do a website yet. But if you're not going to do a website, you need to make sure your social media only speaks to your business. Like I said in a post earlier, I don't want to see grandma eating or smiling. I don't. Sponsors don't care. They don't care about grandma. They don't care about your cousin Tiffany who just graduated. When they go to your page, they want to see nothing but business stuff. Which is why if you go now, I know some people say, well, oh my gosh, Sharon, on your Baltimore Fashion Week IG page, I saw, well, if you see a picture of me on my Instagram page, it's because I'm talking about something that's related to my business. Oh my God, we just got a sponsor. Can you believe it? That kind of stuff. And so, but I'm kind of sort of branded already. So it's kind of sort of okay, kind of sort of for me to do that kind of stuff because I don't do it all the time. But if you have a business page and you are constantly posting, you out buying a purse, or you out hanging with your homeboys, or you out, I'm going to the nightclub, about to step out, and you show me a picture of your shoes, but you don't sell shoes, I'm confused. Like, why? I don't want to see that. And so usually when we vet people, the first thing we do is go to the social media. Like I know for a certain fact that we have a model that walks for us. I went to their page and I saw a complete 360 change. And I almost emailed them to say something, but something said, nope, let it go. So I let it go. And I was very proud that they made that change on their social media page, because if they did not, it would stop them from doing a lot of stuff. And I'm not bragging or anything, but I do know a few people who I could probably say, can you take a look at? But I'm not going to say, can you take a look at XYZ if the person's page is a mess? Because the first place they're going to is your Instagram page. Then they're going to see if you have a website. Then they go to Facebook. So if you're a person like me, you have 5 or 6 different IG pages, which took me forever to grasp that concept. But we have to remember that we're in the millennial time zone right now. And so everything's quick, fast, and in a hurry. Everybody wants it at the tip of their fingertips and they don't want to search. So, and you have to, a whole nother, that we're not, I will repeat it, we are not going to talk about this today, but your search engine optimization, baby. Let me tell you how, if that's not right, you will never, never, ever, never, ever, never with ice cream on top with a white chocolate mocha with extra syrup, stirred extra hot in a grande cup. You will never make the top of the list if your SEO is not right. See, Pebbles will tell you before anybody works with you, they're going on social media, and the first page they're going to is your Instagram page. And if your Instagram page is ratchet, you can forget it. I try to make sure I don't use curse words, although I wasn't supposed to today and I said a curse word. But if I say something, even when I'm live, I will always apologize because my sponsors are always on this page, which is why now you see I made it friends, because I'm trying to force people to go to the business page. If you want to know what we're doing, go to one of our business pages. They're out there. But if you decide to drop on one of our pages and I do a public post, like this will be a public post, you have to be careful of what you release and what you say because everybody's watching. So in lieu of that, because my throat is starting to get dry and I don't have any water near me, I don't know where my cup of ice is. I believe it's in there. And plus I have some stuff I need to do for Saturday. So I need to get stuff from people so I can finish doing what I need to do for Saturday. We are doing, Shannon Griffin and I, Shannon from Survive and Thrive and For Humanities. You probably see her. She goes live a lot. She goes live almost every day. I don't know how she does it. And she's 3 hours behind us. I'm not. How about that? What did she say? So this is on the social media. So T Pebble says they definitely look at social media first. Shannon says, right. She agrees with that. And then she says they won't even entertain you if your page is not up to par. And it's all about the content and the numbers. So for us, I don't even know how many numbers we have. Thank you, Pebbles, for sharing that. I don't even know how many what our numbers are on social media. My defense to that is that when I say just, probably, I don't know, March got on social media. But collectively, on our Facebook page alone, our likes, we are over, I think, 11,000 between likes and follows. It might be more than that. It might be 14. I think the last, I don't know. It's high. That's because that's the very first page I launched. The very first business/event page I launched was Baltimore Fashion Week. So you gotta know that stuff. And so on I think it's the 14th of December, Shannon Griffin and I are holding a course. It's $20.20. And that post will be live. You can pay for it through Eventbrite. And Shannon and I are going to teach the class. It's just going to be a quick, maybe 2-hour class just to talk about branding and representing yourself. Shannon is probably, I can bet my life on it, she's going to hound you on t-shirts because she's hounding me. And I got a cricket. Can y'all see it? I got a cricket sitting right there. And she is like, why aren't you doing t-shirts? Or do you have t-shirts? I'm like, girl, hush. No, I don't have no t-shirts. And that's for anything in the entertainment business. And she's right. Pebbles is right. That's for anything. It's for a job. It's for seasonal job. It's for anything. They go to Instagram first to see who they're bringing into their circle, because they're not going to bring somebody who drinks all the time or puffs. What is this? They still say puff weed or smoke trees. I know they say that. Smoke trees, or talking about, oh, this guy I met, or the really vulgar post that talk about, especially on social media, when you share something that somebody else put up and you share that, you better make sure the content makes sense and it matches your personality, or that you can back it up why you shared it. I'm not going to tell you how many times back in the day when I first got on, um, Facebook, how people would inbox me, take that down. You can't do that. Take that down. You can't say that. Take that down. Why did you post that? Tell me why in 3 words why you thought that was okay to post. Me, yeah, that's what they did. Why are you posting that? You shouldn't be posting it. You know better. I'm like, I'm just having fun. It's my page. It doesn't matter. If it's public, it's everybody's page. So you have to remember that if you're doing anything, especially on Facebook and IG too, because they don't have any type of privacy settings. So on IG and Facebook, if you do anything that's public, please make sure you mind your manners because they will use it against you. Trust me, I've never had anybody to come to me and say, oh, because of this post right here. But I will tell you this. I did a post. Somebody in Denver did a post on hair. And it was about they put some type of glitter stuff in hair. And the post that was used, somebody that I know responded on it. Real hand to God. I'm telling you, this is the honest to God truth. Another person I know took a class. It was on branding on social media. They took a class and they used my post as an example. And they used my post as an example as a call to action. So what I said in my post was a great call to action, but I did not follow through on the post because the person who made a comment and I should have deleted it, but I didn't see it because not all the time do it at that time. I don't know why I didn't see it, but I didn't. So the organization that picked my post was Coca-Cola. Like it don't get no bigger than Coca-Cola. So the person was sitting in the class that took the class knew me. Now, keep in mind the post. Keep in mind the post that I put up was from someone in the beauty profession in Denver. Somebody from the DMV area responded on it. Coca-Cola used my post because it was a good call to action statement, but I got slammed because I did not follow through and complete the call to action all the way. The person called me and said, you need to go to this post. I'm like, what post? So I'm at work now. I'm scrambling because they're telling me they're in a class and it's like 150 people in there. And Coca-Cola just put in my post as it was a great call to action. But when they scrolled, oh, it's a great call to action, but the person didn't follow through, meaning that I didn't keep my post clean. Because it's like if someone posts something negative on your post, they make a negative comment and you don't either correct it or delete it, it's like you feed in on it. First time I ever had that happen ever. So I went in, I deleted. She said, you need to take it down because I can guarantee you, because they made you an example. Although your call to action was fabulous, they said, your comment that you let be on that post is just minimize all of that fabulosity you just got because you didn't follow through. So I found it, I deleted it. I deleted the comment because I could not take down the post because Coke had already seen it. So I couldn't just take it down. I had to delete the comment. And I believe I don't know if I said anything to the person that made the comment. I don't think I did, because everything's not for everybody, and everybody's not ready to receive what you have to say. And so you have to be mindful and mature enough to know that sometimes you just have to bite the bullet and delete the comment. And if the person or persons or entity say anything to you, then that's when you have that dialogue. I just didn't think it was worth me saying anything to them because I didn't want to have that conversation. So that's nugget number 34, I guess. I don't know. So just be, if you're in business, like Pebbles said, you got to be mindful of your social media. So now that you heard it from Pebbles, you know that I'm just not sitting here making stuff up. Like, it is what it is. I'm telling you stuff that will help you. And the social media page, I believe she's talking about, is for her daughter, who's a young actress in the industry. I think she's no more than 14. But she has her own Instagram page. And if you don't, then they're looking at the mother, or they're looking at the parents, or they're looking at the family members. whoever's connected, and trust me, they can find out who's connected. So don't think that's because you put googly goop as your name and then you have all these other people following you that they won't figure out who you are, because they will. Don't ask me how, because I don't know. But yeah. And so you also have to watch your SEO and hashtags. I mean, this rabbit hole just goes so deep. It is so deep that some of you have no clue the damage that you're doing to yourself. And even if you make your posts just for your friends only, you have to watch that level of privacy, because the way Facebook is changing the algorithms, you might as well just leave everything public, because soon anybody will be able to see it. It seems like they change something every day, and I don't know if you all see it, but it seems like every 4 days Facebook makes some type of change to their platform. So my name is Sharon, and I love helping people. Thank you for being here. I need to go because I need to send this email, and I'm getting sleepy. I didn't get in the house last night till almost midnight, and then I had to turn around and go to my day job after I left my night job. And yes, I do have a night job. So luckily I don't have to work tonight, praise God. But I love my job. I love both of my jobs. My job's during the day, my job during the day, and the one I have at night. I love it. I love it. Um, so I signed up and I just couldn't wait to get my interview. When I got my interview, it was just I was so happy. And so Pebbles is dropping one more nugget, and she says, yes, she says, I have to make sure my page is clean too. So when it's more than just making sure, bye Pebbles, it's more than just making sure your page is clean. You also have to watch your diction. So you can't be on there saying B's and MFs and suck this and grab this. You got to be careful with the videos you share. Like I can't, like I love Cardi B, but I would not put up some of her videos. Not necessarily because the video's bad. Her videos are good, I think, but it's the words and the language that's in the video. So to be safe, I just don't post some music videos at all. Like the other night I was up, so I posted a few, but they were like old school love songs. I was in the mood, so I was doing a little late night shimmy, while I was working, get my shimmy on. So I'm Sharon Nixon. I'm not going to hold you. Go eat dinner, because I'm having air with a side order of portobello mushroom fritters and no orange juice because I drank it all. So I will talk to you all soon. I'll see you next Tuesday. This will be our time Tuesday if I don't have to work, it'll be our time Tuesday from 5:30 to 6. And we'll just have a Q&A with Sharon. Okay? Bye. Keep your page clean. I mean it. I'm watching.